right, everyone. Welcome back. Today is going to be a pretty chill one. Why is my mic so messed up? So what we have going on today is I have this is going to be kind of a concept piece for a client that I have. It's not an NDA piece like I've been working on. Um, we're not going to be finishing any drawings today. We're really just going to kind of be sketching out some concepts here, some ideas. So you're just going to hang out with me while we do this. Okay. Then I have my prompt here. So why is making beats on machine? Oh my god. Nvidia's broadcast thing is popping up. So annoying. Mm. Sorry, hold on. What the hell's going on with this thing? So it's making beats on the machine and the background writing. Oh my god, why don't I figure this stuff out before we start the stream? What the Sorry, technical issues. No, this is really annoying. Of course. Sorry about that. Uh, that said, hope everyone's doing well. Hey, what's going on? Yeah, my bad. Just technical issues. Uh, I was messing around with some stuff today, and I forgot to fix all of it. Anyway, Mamet, how's it going? Oh, that's why my mic was so low. I had like an Nvidia. I've been playing around with all this Nvidia software, and it there's like Nvidia has like a lot of AI software when it comes to like cleaning up your voice and all that stuff for stream. And I was playing around with it, and now like all my levels are all fucked up. Anyway, um, the day's going well. I had a very busy morning, and right now I have to do a draft for a client. Not an NDA, because it's just like concept drafts. So you probably won't even be able to tell like what's going on. So the prompt for this that they gave me, they said they gave me a bunch of like reference images of like 90s anime. And, you know, it's just that very Akira, um, what is it? Just 80s cyberpunk anime, you know. Uh, so they want it. It's inside of an apartment, and they're using machines, so they want a lot of machines in it. Yeah, this should not be violating any kind of privacy stuff, because I'm not saying what it is or what it's for or what's going on. Does it, anyone here play Borderlands? My bad. I'm reading up on the prompt that the client gave me. So the ink commissions. Yeah. I don't do any just line art ink stuff. If it says inked, then it will come fully colored. Did you see that fur alligator that I drew? That's like an example. I have like this giant I have this giant reference board in front of me, and it's so chaotic. Yeah, so like you know, the other day Black Mist in the chat commissioned something from me, and he's getting Guilmon from Digimon, so it's gonna be similar to that. Yeah. What hypothetically, if you did, what would you get done? Okay, so we're just gonna do a regular. This first draft will be just like it won't be anything like exaggerated. We're not gonna go like 5 point perspective. We're not gonna do any crazy angles. We're just gonna do it flat like this, and then we'll start playing around with something more dynamic as we go along. Ooh, I recently did a pencil commission of Thor, and when I got that Thor commission, the only like criteria for it was just like no Chris Hemsworth, no Chris Hemsworth, no Chris Hemsworth. That was like that was the criteria for that Thor commission. So I was just like, well, they don't like the MCU, so I went with like the most non-MCU Thor ever. So I found the old school Thor with the permanent eye patch and the destroyer arm. Yeah. Yeah, I was really hoping that they were gonna lean into a more gritty Thor as the movies went on in the MCU, because he lost his eye in Ragnarok, and then um, so it was kind of like what he ended up looking like um, in the final Thanos fight in Endgame. I was hoping that they lean towards something like that, but not like as a goofy fat Thor. Like when he put on the armor at the end during that final fight, and he had like the braids. Like I was hoping that they were gonna, going into Endgame, that they were gonna have him look like that, where he had the eye patch, and I could understand not doing the like a missing arm, because Bucky already has a robot arm, so it's just like you don't need a bunch of guys who have that. So yeah, but then in Infinity War, and they gave him back the eye, I was just like, oh come on, man. There, yeah, it was so cool. That eye patch was like the best look he had. I mean, I'm sure it had to do with like, I'm sure it had to do with like the actor thing, where he was just like, I don't want to. But you didn't even need Okay, never mind. I was thinking maybe he just didn't want to wear the eye patch, but you could have just you digitally added on. the whole movie. So as I'm running through, right now I'm drafting out concepts for a commission that I got. Very cyberpunkish style 90s 80s anime. Um, and I have some criteria here. I'm just kind of trying to think of a general layout of where I want to place the camera in the shot, and I'm just kind of like going through different angles in my head, and I'm thinking for something dynamic, and it is going to be drawn on a square. It's not going to be wide, so I'm not going to be able to like compose a shot using like wide. It has to be totally like squared. And I for sure want a window to have like the cityscape, because that's such a thing with 80s and 90s anime. So anyway, I guess we could turn this into a bit of an educational art stream. So when trying to come up with concepts, the first thing that I like to do is decide where the camera is going to be. So like where the angle of the shot is going to be. And that's going to dictate everything. And it's like the hardest part. Because once I figure out like the angle and where I want things, doing the technical part where you're drawing it is like really easy. So. But yeah, if you do decide to get a commission, we can do a proper Thor. And you know what? I don't know if you saw, but I just finished my giant stack of commissions, of the pencil commissions, that, or yeah, the smaller commissions, like some of the pencil stuff and some of the single character ink commissions that I got, because I got over 60 in August. So I cleared all those out and I sent them all out packing. So it would kind of be a good time to get the commission, because then it would be you'd be like pretty high on the list. I just have to do like this draft for this client right here, and then I have like one NDA project I'm like basically done with. I'll probably have it done by tomorrow night, and then after that, I have a Halo commission that we're gonna be doing on stream. That's probably gonna be like a 2-day project, but that's gonna be really fun. Like, it's like it's gonna be so cool. It's like 20 characters, but he has like his custom Spartans on there that he's playing, and then just a mixture of, because he's like a Halo, like super hardcore Halo fan, and he pulled out characters that are like expanded universe novel characters only. So I got to learn a lot about some Halo characters. So we're gonna be doing that on stream. I think that should take like 2, maybe 3 days to do. Yeah, that's gonna be really fun. We should be doing that later this week, assuming I could finish all my other work. Or excuse me, assuming I could finish all the work that leads up to that. Oh, I appreciate that. Okay, in the description, did you put that in there in the description? Or like the details or the notes or whatever it's called on checkout? Dude, I appreciate that. That's cool. Okay. Yeah, I've been getting so many pencil commissions. They're fun to do, but man, I had a blast doing that for Alligator. Just being able to work with my inks again was really fun. But no, I appreciate that. Thank you. Oh yeah, so what I was talking about earlier is you guys know I don't play a lot of video games. When I do play games, I tend to try to play games with my wife because she's a huge gamer, and it kind of like doubles up I'm doing like 2 birds with 1 stone. Get to hang out with her and get like my gaming fix in every now and then. Borderlands 4. Oh, you hear Initial D? You know what's up. Yeah, I have like the greatest hits playing. What's going on though, dude? Yeah, so I hopped on stream today where, well, I'm just kind of goofing off right now. But over here, I'm trying to think of the layout for a client job that I have. How's everything? You know, I can't believe like it's Monday already. Like, weren't we just at Monday? You know, I hate talking about how quickly time passes because it feels like that's all we talk about. But dude, I cannot believe we're like 10 days deep into September already. I have been in the office grinding work for like 2 months, like non-stop. Crazy. It's great. I feel very productive. Dude, thank you. I appreciate that. Yeah, so I've been working like non-stop since I got done with my conventions, and it's been great. Like, I'm not complaining about it. I'm happy with it. But it's just crazy how much time art takes. For like the simplest thing. You know, for example, like one of the NDA projects that I was working on, they wanted, like, for example, hey, can you change just the nose and the mouth on this? Like, okay, cool. That's like a 2-hour change right there, you know? Because like then you have to get the file, you have to open it back up, you have to, if it's colored already, you know, you gotta change all of that, and then anyway. Okay, so I'm gonna actually finish the point I was making. So, I don't play a lot of video games, but one of the games that my wife and I, one of the franchises that my wife and I are really, really into is Borderlands. We played 3 on the Xbox. We played Tiny Tina on the Xbox, and I switched her over to. I built her a PC last year, and now we're both play on PC, and we're really looking forward to Borderlands 4, which I was able to get 2 free copies of it, which worked out perfectly. But then I see the requirements for that game. And I'm just like, son of a bitch. So, her build should be able to run it, but I almost got her a 4080, and really thought about getting the 4090 at the time for her. But I was just like, you know what? She's never going to play a game that's super demanding. So I got her a 4070 Ti Super. And then I see the specs to Doom the Dark Ages, which she played. And you max that game out, and that card like barely does it. And now Borderlands coming out, and I'm just like, is this going to be able to play everything at max settings? So, anyway, first world problems, but... Alright, let's get back to... I appreciate the commission. Let me verify that everything went through, and if I have any questions about the description, I'll ask you. I'm pulling it up right now. Sure is taking its sweet time loading. Okay, and so for the commission, you wanted them both on one sheet? Is it 2 characters on one? Because I don't know if my the way I laid out the options, if that was like clear. Did you want each of them on their own sheet, or did you want both of them on one sheet? It's whatever you want. Here, I can add notes to it. I'm gonna make a note that it's gonna be on individual sheets. They're gonna be shipped to the same place that was on. Like they're both gonna go to the same place though, because it was on one order. But they'll be shipped together. But, okay. See, I just want to make sure. I need to reword how I how I have that. But no, I appreciate it. I'm just gonna make a note right here. All right. Good. Good. That's just for me. All right. I got you. This song is hella good. No, it's really good timing. I'm like right on the cusp of finishing a bunch of work. Like I got overloaded with work, which you should be happy about. And they're all just kind of moving slowly, and it was really overwhelming because it was like all of it was just moving slowly. But now it's at a point where some of them are gone, and now I'm near the end of all of them, and I'm gonna wake up one day, and then they're gonna all be gone, and then I'm gonna have no work. I'm trying to compose a shot right now, by the way, in case anyone's wondering what I'm doing. We're trying to compose a shot. It consists of two people. It Parsley. Maybe I need to use probably a bigger pen. When thumbnailing, it's better to go from like, block it out. Overhead shot. Dang, why can't I think of compose this shot? He's in the background. Oh, we got it. I composed a shot in my head. I got it. Okay. Have the composition down. So what I'm gonna do is have the composition down. Okay, gotta run to the bathroom real quick. So what we're gonna do is now I have the composition figured out. I'm gonna do like an actual pencil sketch of it right here, and then this pencil sketch is what I'm gonna send to the client, so you guys can kind of see that process there. And yeah, and I guess if we have yeah, we'll see what time it is by the time that's done, because if my wife wakes up, I have to take care of her. So anyway, I gotta go to the bathroom. We're gonna be back in like 1 to 2 minutes. Okay. So the setting to this has to be essentially it's like an over exaggerated music production apartment set in the style of like an 80s 90s cyberpunk, like Akira. Oh. So there would be like an style wise, there would be one of those overabundance of cables. My wife's texting me. I'll message her back on my phone. Oh, thanks. So I actually have a again, like they had a, you know, the that era of anime that they wanted. So I actually have reference pictures of the pencil work for Akira. Um, and the way that they draft these is it's like fucking insane. So I'm just kind of using that as inspiration in regards to like the assembly of like the gear on the wall, because a lot of it's like, you know, a lot of it's kind of nonsense. Like if you look at the machinery on the walls in a lot of anime, it's just like, what the fuck is that? You know, it's just random stuff. But there's like a design to it. There's like a look to it, and I'm trying to emulate. I'm sure with a couple of tries, a little bit of practice, I can get it looking spot on. But this is just a draft for them. They could let me know afterwards if it's kind of the direction they want to go. Okay, I think that will suffice as a concept draft for the prompt that they gave me. That's all this needed to be. That's all we were doing today. That's it. I appreciate the commissions, especially if it's going to be something like a creative freedom type of deal, and especially give me creative freedom on a character like Thor. That's crazy. You don't know what you're doing. But no, I appreciate y'all keeping me company. Like I said, this was just going to be a quick stream. So the client gave me. Let me turn on the music. So the client gave me the concept and the parameters, like what they wanted, and so the first thing that I had to do was determine, what's the aspect ratio that they wanted me to work in. It's going to be a square. So to me it's harder to compose a shot in a square than it is in something like a 16:9. Anything wide is really easy to compose a shot. The first thing you want to do is determine where you want the camera to be, so where the point of view is going to be. So you see I went through a lot of different potential angles here, and then I settled on this one right here where it was a lot closer to the character, like this setting right here, but then I pulled the camera back a little bit so I can actually see more of the room. So that's how I ended up with something like this, and then I pulled it back even more, and that's how I came out with this. And then from there you just kind of, again, this is just a draft of it, just like a proposal draft, and then yeah, so that's it. That's basically what you got to do to come up with a scene. Placing the camera is going to be the most. Placing the camera and then determining what kind of perspective you want to use is like 90% of the work. Afterwards, the rest of it, like, that's like 90% of what's going to determine what happens in the drawing. You get it down, and then the coloring is what's going to, that last like 5%, which is coloring, is either going to make or break the drawing. So if you mess up the coloring, nothing you did beforehand mattered. Yeah. All right, thank you for hanging out. Thank you for the commissions. The wife's awake. I got to go take care of her, and I'm glad. I'm going to send this to the client. And then, yeah, I'll try to get back on tomorrow, but no promises. We'll see how close I get to finishing all my stuff. Okay, everybody, thank you so much. I appreciate y'all.